We see operational level, we see negotiation level, and we see conceptual level. In these three levels of trade, we see things that can be happening on short term, medium term, and long term. This is the initiative to promote seminars, sites, interviews, and build a vision to innovate on trade. ITTI, it's an initiative to promote the use of new technologies on trade. Intelligent Tech and Trade Initiative. Intelligent because we want trade to be better than just big. We want to improve on an intelligent way. It's an initiative to propose activities to improve trade. We see operational level, we see negotiation level, and we see conceptual level. In these three levels of trade, we see things that can be happening on short term, medium term, and long term. This is the initiative to promote seminars, sites, interviews, and build a vision to innovate on trade. We already know what's not going well. We see Europe with Brexit. We see United States post-elections. We see Asia on the verge of a very serious geopolitical conflict. We see South America, Latin America, needing to reinvent its integration on global trade. So we know what's not going well. So now we have to think different. We have to innovate to have a different consequence. Technology can bring a lot of development. Trade is on a crossroads, and we can use blockchain and artificial intelligence to improve trade, reducing costs, improving transparency, improving trust. And we can use artificial intelligence to improve access of SMEs on trade. Artificial intelligence can support negotiators. There is a lot that can be done on trade through new technologies. Click of a button, SMEs could access new markets, learning what are the potential for their products, what are the global agreements, the 5,000 bilateral agreements on trade, what exporter can do, where he can go, where he cannot go, what are the environmental limitations for each country, and what are the market potential for his products. If you imagine a small producer in your country, this small producer can access another market with a click of a button, using artificial intelligence to find customers, to find dealers, though bringing SMEs to the global trade. The biggest mistake we could do is to go on the fourth industrial revolution, leaving the less developed countries on the dark. There is a lot we can do. We can support, we can bring institutions, we can bring international cooperation to integrate technology and trade for the less developed countries. If they compromise themselves to invest in infrastructure, when more developed countries will bring technology and market opportunities. This can be a combined operation. This can be a cooperation win-win basis for both countries. it's a lot that can be done. Governments can help create new laws. Institutions can find ways to finance and cooperate. Scholars can bring new concepts to trade. And this is what ITTI is bringing to the table. These are the major stakeholders that can influence trade. If we bring them together, they can bring the best concepts, the best know-how to make an almost idealistic vision become possible, become real. Each country, when it goes to negotiate with another country, has to prepare its strategy, has to create a platform of national products based on a general equilibrium platform, which is nowadays made almost on an empiric way. With the use of artificial intelligence, we could find many more alternatives, many more sceneries and the consequences of each scenery for the country, and even more for the other country as well. So you can find what is best for your country, but you can find also what is best for the other country. As we said in the beginning, we know what's not going well on trade. So if you want to make it to happen different, we need to do differently. We see a lot countries worrying with their own problems. We don't usually see countries talking about cooperation, finding ways to support other countries. In one hand, this is correct because each country needs to find solutions for their own jobs. But we can find win-win ways to cooperate. Imagine what happened in Colombia. Colombia cooperated with the United States. United States reduces its tariffs and Colombia could develop its access of the flowers market to the United States. The United States won a lot of air freight, and Colombia developed infrastructure, technology, jobs, and other industries adjacent to flowers. So it's good for both countries. Now imagine this with Africa, with Asia, with Latin America, with Europe. Any mind can calculate, can find solutions for that question. But artificial intelligence can do it. It's already possible. The technology providers confirm all the tools, all the knowledge are available. All the information are on the cloud. So everything we need is there. It's just the creation of demand and tools put together and improve trade. This is the inspiration of the ICC, the International Chamber of Commerce, Merchants for Peace, created almost 100 years ago when, after the First World War, Americans and European merchants created the ICC to improve trade, to create prosperity through trade, saying we are merchants for peace. And new technology can confirm and bring new ways to develop trade. If you see, you are in the traffic using Waze. How many accidents we avoid with Waze? How many conflicts we avoid? And how much time and costs you save and win? So, can you imagine the same thing on trade? It's possible. And it's possible to avoid conflict through trade. The cooperation, the integration, the interdependency among countries can support the cultures and the cooperation among countries. There is an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. So this is the basic of trade. Trade is not done alone. It's cooperating, buying and selling. There are many countries that are almost in conflict, but they have a lot in trade going on, China, United States. So it's a pillar, it's a strong pillar that supports a lot. And I truly believe that trade will support the peace process. I can also say that there was this great thinker in 17th century that proposed the use of national talents to develop trade. He developed the theory of comparative advantages. But all of those years, it was not possible to implement that. It's very complex. There are too many countries, too many competences, and too many political and geopolitical aspects to put together. Now we can call Davi Ricardo 2.0, which is using new technology to realize this global cooperation and nations' development. Each nation can use the best of its own talent to supply other countries, to supply demands that will be found, probably not known until today. So artificial intelligence can calculate all the national vocations, all the global demands, all the possible cooperation using and proposing trade agreements, bilateral or multilateral. Even with plurilateral agreements, they can find solutions that will save a lot for the planet. When we improve competitiveness through the use of the best talent, the best comparative advantage, we save costs for the planet. We save resources. We use the resources on the best way. And this is a way we can balance trade, sustainability, and faster achieve these United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The SDGs can be input on the artificial intelligence to improve cooperation as a common goal. We have a common goal. We have one planet.